it to a white boy and he drops it. Y'all don't know what you're looking at. Later, Gregory had Charlemagne read a back-in-the-day headline from the Chicago Tribune, the third most powerful paper in the country. Charlemagne reads, it says, FBI memo, used mob against Gregory Hoover. Gregory exclaims, huh? Sent word. The head of the FBI, and I got it before he did. Charlemagne, to neutralize comedian Dick Gregory. Gregory, that mean, kill me. Charlemagne, yes sir. At another point he hands the gal on the show a document and asks her to read it. That's a government document. Gregory notes. It says, she says, after action report, civil disorder operation. Lantern Spike. Gregory, Lantern Spike. That's the military, the government sent Inch from Virginia, to kill King. And what you know, as spelled out by the shooter's attorney and author William Pepper, convincingly on the Pacifica radio broadcast in April 2017. Lone shooter James Earl Ray, no relation to Jones, who, by the way, recently signed over his rights to be the voice of Darth Vader to an AI voice, thus allowing it, AI, instead to utter all of Darth's future breathy lines that can then be misremembered by billions of people in true Mandela effect fashion, turns out to be a patsy, much like his similarly fully named fellow assassin, L.H. Oswald, which revelation has come out over 5 decades as documented in Pepper's 3 books on the topic. The last of which, The Plot to Kill King, in 2016, unveils the name of the real shooter, Frank Strausser, who did not succeed in killing King, as well as outing the real killer, Dixie Mafia family doctor, Breen Bland, who suffocated Martin with a pillow in the hospital. Such revelations come out of the mouths of witnesses like the son of the surgical nurse who witnessed Bland tell everyone to leave the hospital room and let this N-word die, how several spit on MLK's body, etc. As well as how the government paid off the Jefferson City Prison's warden to allow Ray to escape. How Memphis mob boss Adkins and his son Ron delivered the money, and how Ron was the witness to finally expose that info to them. Also mentioned in broadcast was how it had been attorney/author Pepper, who had met Martin back in 1967. That had let Martin read through his archive of material for Pepper's book on Vietnam, and how after seeing the unpublished atrocities, he openly wept. Everyone knows about MLK's well-publicized efforts in the civil rights struggle. Not many, but some, know about the FBI's massive surveillance of him and many other targets during the unknown or barely recalled COINTELPRO program, and a few have heard rumors of his alleged infidelity to his wife and government's attempts to use it, etc. as blackmail to silence him. Still, perhaps even fewer know or recall that what really pushed MLK into the category of dangerous men who must be stopped was his evolution to not only focus on civil rights for Black Americans, but his efforts to internationalize that struggle, and to also focus on economic issues such as the impoverished among Americans, of any race. And finally, the real catalyst that hastened his stoppage was his coming round to a solidly anti-war stance with regards to Vietnam. Though history, has chosen his 1963 "I Have a Dream" speech as the defining expression of his work, it was his 1968 Mountaintop speech that showed his evolution from an inspirational speaker providing public support to the movement to one of organizer, issuing calls to action. But it was another speech, his April 4, 1967 speech at Riverside Church in NYC, delivered exactly 1 year to the day before his assassination, a speech entitled "Beyond Vietnam, A Time to Break Silence," a speech wholly skipped over completely absent from, the Wikipedia list of his main speeches, that featured his shift in focus to set his sights on the ongoing war in Vietnam, and which shift truly made his voice to quash. As reported in the book, one John Downey, allegedly head of the 902nd Military Intelligence Group in Vietnam at the time, though his enormous Wikipedia page outlining a quite extensive and illustrative career, including being a POW, longest held, in Korea, is mysteriously silent for those interim years, no mention of Vietnam at all, frequently met with LBJ to brief him and would take opportunity to express to him his total cluelessness about why the use was even there, and while they continued to lose blood and treasure, etc. He'd never get answers, until one day LBJ relented and admitted, "John, I can't get out of Vietnam. My friends are making too much money." Bada bing. Nailed it. So, yeah, all that. And a bag of chips.